So there's been a lot of discussion about Mike's digging around the campus, and I didn't want him to lose sight of this activity or perhaps not be able to dig someplace. So we got him a little implement that he'll be able to continue that activity with. To dig some small holes. One other thing that there was a brief discussion about, and that is the challenges of keeping water in pipes. And I know that Mike Boyd and Tom Rush and some other people know that with a lot of our hydronic systems and piping systems around campus, you know, we have an issue with a leak, and you know, since it was a primary utility, it was Mike's responsibility to deal with this and correct it. So I was kind of thinking about intelligent design and thinking about, well, what if, you know, somehow you can impart intelligence on the water so that it would stay inside the pipe. Open that. Other end. It's an engineer. Smart water. One of the other things that Mike was kind of famous for is Mike did a lot of utility shutdowns around campus. And inevitably, he would schedule a shutdown over a weekend or over a night. We were always doing these, trying to account for patient care services. And I'd see him the next day, or the Monday after the weekend, and he'd have some kind of wound on his forehead. And it's like, well, what happened, Mike? Oh, I ran into this pipe when I was down there trying to get next to the heat exchanger, so I got something so that hopefully when he's working around the house or in other locations, that won't happen. And then one last thing, in case he doesn't have his hard hat, if it wasn't his head, it was other parts of his body, his hands, so. A first aid kit, so that he can handle everything.
Thanks very much. It's been a wonderful 20 years, and thanks for the 10-person first aid kit. That'll come in handy. But here at the medical center, you know, it's a stressful place, a lot to do, and we work very hard. But we also play very hard, and I found that out about 10, 12 years ago when I completed the power sales agreement, and upper management didn't quite understand it, and I had to write this report, and I had to keep breaking this report down and down and down until he understood it. So the person was very anxious for it and called me up and said, when are you going to be done with that report? And I lost it. And I said, how many more times are you going to interrupt me? And so I had to go up and apologize to this person. And this person said, I want your office, if you know my office, this is a big deal. He said, I want your office cleaned by Monday. And it was Friday afternoon. So I had to come in the entire weekend and clean my office. And then one of our inspectors came in and looked at my office and just about had a heart attack and said, what are you doing? And then it hit me, then have a little fun with this. And I just said, well, I'm done. The plant's done. University of Washington needs a cogen plant. That's where I'm going. I'm done. And then the word started spreading and it got out of hand. And I went up to accounting, and accounting had heard. They said, is it true? And I said, oh, absolutely. I believe it. They said, well, what about your dogs? You're going to take them to Washington? I saw buy them waders and teach them how to swim. And so I had a little Gilbert statue in my office that my sister Kathy had bought for me. And they took it. And they hung it in the three-story atrium of the FD&C building with a noose and a ransom note. And I was shocked, and then purchasing saw it and said, well, it could be a bomb, and we're going to call the police. And so anyway, it was taken down quickly, and I thought, okay, that's the end of that. But that Saturday morning, I woke up about 5:30 in the morning, my phone was ringing off the hook. nonstop. And I got to the phone, and it was the same message over and over. Call me, I need to rent your house immediately. And I realized something's wrong here, and then there was a break in the action there. I changed the message on my phone machine saying there's been a mistake, this house is not for rent. And then the messages got nasty. Oh, we're trying to rent a house and you're just playing around with us? And then I decided I have to leave this house. I have to get out of here. So I locked the house up, and as I left the house, on the front porch was the Sacramento Bee and the classified ad highlighted, and it was my house in the paper for rent, about 50% of the value of the house. And so when I got home after a couple hours, I'm thinking, I don't want to go home. I realized my message machine would hold 99 messages, and then you can erase it. And then after the whole weekend, it was 250 messages. And I called my sister, and I had recently broken up with somebody who I thought was a little unstable, and I thought, could it be her? And I also mentioned accounting, and my sister thought, I don't know how to answer that one. And so Monday morning I went in and I saw Corrine, who worked in accounting, and I was completely fooled, and I was explaining this disaster to her, and she couldn't hold it. She started laughing. And so I left, and then I realized who I'm dealing with. And I think the mafia would have been a better choice to take on. So I went into accounting and I apologized, and I flew the white flag, and they told me, it's a good thing that you decided to call it here, because our next step was a garage sale. And if that didn't work, it's going to be a singles ad. And I have never crossed accounting again. That's the way it is here. We work hard, we have a great time, we butt heads, but we all have the same goal in mind. It's been a pleasure working here, and it's been a wonderful 20 years. Thank you.